I love Bruce Timm's DCAU. I have loved it for literally as long as I can remember. Two of my earliest memories are of watching Batman Superman World's Finest crossover on VHS, and the Batman Beyond episode Out of the Past. This universe helped shape who I am today and is the reason I'm such a huge fan of DC Comics. To me, the world Timm created is the gold standard for what these characters are capable of being. It's how I hear their voices when I read the latest pages of Batman comics. It's how I understand these heroes to be. That's why Batman and Harley Quinn was such a gut punch as a fan of this universe. That movie was so tonally different, but it's unfortunately true canon to the DCAU as broken down by Watchtower Database. If you guys haven't seen their video on that, or just their channel in general, I highly recommend it. Thankfully, I'm able to say that Justice League vs. the Fatal 5 is an exciting new addition to the DCAU series. It tells a captivating new story with some old familiar faces from Justice League Unlimited, but also features new heroes as well. Introducing new characters to a pre-established franchise so long after its previous entry can be difficult to pull off in terms of making the dynamics between the old and new characters work, but thankfully it feels as natural as ever here. I love that this movie chose to focus on other Green Lanterns outside of John Stewart and the occasional Kyle Rayner appearance. Jessica Cruz is a welcome change and is given a good arc in the story. An arc that directly ties into that of Starboy, who has a great power set and a personal background, which makes it easy to attach to him. Miss Martian is there too, and while a fun presence and far from bad, doesn't have the impact that Starboy and Jessica do. I will admit though, maybe my opinion on that is colored by the fact that I'm watching Young Justice right now for the first time, where I've seen that character grow and develop a lot. So there's an unfair comparison going on in my head, so take my thoughts on Miss Martian with a grain of salt. Then of course there's the other half of this movie's title to talk about, the Fatal 5. They're serviceable and work for what the story needs, but don't make a lasting or memorable impression. This is a shame given that most of the time the DCAU produces great and memorable moments with their villains, but here they're just the bad guy. Thankfully, the League stuff is compelling enough to rise them up a bit as you're watching the movie. The cast work here is great for all new and returning voice cast. Like I said earlier, this is who I hear when I read DC Comics. It's like this universe never left, and I hope that proves to be true and we get more projects from Bruce Timm, director Sam Liu, and company in the future. Maybe one day we could get a movie where the classic Justice League comes into contact with the Justice League from the Gods and Monsters universe that Bruce Timm also created. But what did you think of Justice League vs. the Fatal 5? Let me know by commenting here on this very video. Also, while you're at it, I wouldn't say no to you liking and subscribing as well. Thanks for watching, and until next time, see ya.